Hey guys, MadMattWandCow here with another episode of Matt's Minecraft. We're here on the WandCowCraft server, and we're going to come and cover a couple of things really quick. First off, I'm working on supernatural bees right there. Next step in that. Still trying to churn out a emboldened, I think is the actual name of it, a bronze bee, and having not a lot of luck there. This one is actually me working on I believe it's an emerald bee. It's sapphire and noble is what it's lapis and noble is what I'm trying to mix, and it's not working amazingly well. Fossilized. I got a lot of fossilized now. And this video is going to be a little bit weird because I'm re-recording the first half of this episode, so ignore any inconsistencies with the narrative. Yeah. So yep. Got a bunch of fossilized bees. We have lapis bees fairly secured and starting to mass produce. So that's the bee update, I think, for the most part. So now on to more parts of the bee update. We need to come over to this machine, grab this out, and get into our crafting square and go coal dust. Get two raw carbon fibers make a carbon mesh, and we throw that and that into the machine. Or are you on power? I need to put stuff in you. We have a carbon plate. Now with this carbon plate, we're gonna come, and apparently hit the ground. And we're going to grab 3 of those. Dun 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 dun. A social panel made entirely from bee products. Yay! Second half of this video will not reflect that. The second half of this video involves math and numbers and hexagony things. So that's really cool. Unfortunately, we don't have an amazing use for it right now because I'm still working on a electrical engine. I know I could just make one, but I would like to make one from bees. Where are we at in that proceeding? Any tin? No tin. I don't have enough bees producing tin. I need 9 more tin comb to get that, and then the rest of it is just, stuff that I would have had to pretty much have anyway. So that's kind of annoying. Now, let's see. There's that. Yep, running machines here. I really need electrical power. So now to show you, I'm going to avoid showing you the big gray thing. No, but looking at that. You'll see that when you make that in a second. This is an interesting thing that I built in, using server commands and stuff like that. It looks really cool, and when it does something really, really awesome. It opens up a new GUI with a bunch of stuff, and it happens when you click on it with a, what's this called? Scribing tools. So, yeah, and we'll use it to talk about hexagons. Ready? Go. Whoa, that's a weird looking GUI. The screen's, whoa. There's shadows, definitely, and that's a very, very weird texture pack. Anyway, this whiteboard mod lets us do some really cool stuff. And so today, I'm going to talk about hexagons. First step is to draw a hexagon. And when we draw a hexagon, we learn some pretty cool stuff. First off, that I can't draw perfect hexagons. And second of all, if this is a regular hexagon, then we learn that these 2 lines right here are parallel, which is kind of cool. If you have an even-numbered shape, then I don't know how you would say that the lines should be parallel, but these lines here are parallel to each other. This is weird because there's a shadow, and I have to keep that in mind as I'm drawing. And so, let's look at the hexagon some more. Sure, it's got parallel sides, but what else do we know about it? Well, when we take our hexagon, let's blow it up just a little. not with TNT, not yet at least, we see that as rough as it is, it's made up of 2 triangles and a rectangle. And so if we add all those angles together, that's 180 plus 180 plus 360, because, you know, there's 4 90-degree angles, and then triangles have 180. Don't ask me why. It's because they're half of a rectangle. And that adds up to 720 angles divided among the 6 sides, meaning that each one of these angles here is 120 degrees. Degrees should be right there. That's the obtuse angles in there. So, erasing, a lot of erasing. So, from that, let's zoom in quite a lot. So we got 120 degrees here, and we have our parallel line. Now, with this parallel line, we know that, well, actually draw that line in too, because it's also important. Because this is a line, we know that's 180 degrees, which means that this has to be 60 degrees. Now, 60 degrees is an important number, and when we look up here, we see that this one is also 120, and it's got a line that comes down. This is just, you know, when we have the hexagon, that's this line continued right down, and this line continued right down to make a set of triangles before we go into the next hexagon. But with 120 right up here, and this being 180 again, because that's a line, we know that this is 60. And when you've got, wow, 180-degree triangle and 60 and 60 and 60, you end up with a 60-degree angle right there. Now, when we're making when we're building hexagons in Minecraft, let's look a little bit about how we're doing it. First off, this is our origin block, and we go a certain distance. We shall call that x, because we're doing math. And x is a certain distance away, and we'll have that. And then we have this other point up here, and we need to figure out what this is and what this number right here is. And then from that, well, let's call this one y and call that one z. Well, we know that this next row up here is going to be z squares higher than this point, because it's the exact same triangle. So we go up the exact same amount. So getting to this point is very important in being able to have a good looking hexagon. So let's go back to our 60 triangle. 60, 60, 60. Okay, there we go. We got ourselves a 60 triangle. And wow, that's kind of... Oh, wait, that's my screen. Never mind. Anyway, so we got ourselves a 60 triangle. What do we know about it? Well, we know because this is called an equilateral triangle, not the number 8. It's called an equilateral triangle. It's probably not spelled like that. Triangle. But, yeah, it's kind of cool because it does a lot of cool things. First, we know that that was x. This is also x. And that's x. And that's x. All the sides are x. All the sides are the same. And it's the exact same as the regular hexagon that kind of veers off to the side there. So we know what one of the sides is. And 60, 60, 60 triangles aren't really fun to work with. But what you can do is if you take a line directly from the top and bisect the triangle, you end up with a 90, 30, 60 triangle. And this gives us a lot of stuff. Because instead, where we only had one side, and it was just the same times 3, we now have 2 sides. Because this x here is no longer just x. It is x over 2, because we cut it in half. And x over 2 and an x gives us plenty of numbers to be able to learn really cool stuff. So let's redraw this triangle with a little bit more oomph and va-va-voom. So, we got ourselves a right triangle here. This angle is 30 degrees. This angle is 60 degrees. We know that that's x, and we know this is x over 2, which means we get to use the Pythagorean theorem to figure out what A is. So, yeah, we get to do math. Yay! Or actually algebra. So let's plug in numbers. C right here is the hypotenuse. So that's going to be x squared, and that's equal to x over 2 squared a squared, because that's how it works. And so now let's run some numbers, and yeah, we know that that's x squared over 4, because that's how math works, and that's still x squared, and we're going to multiply that by 4 times 4, which is 1, which is something you can totally do in math, and that gives us, and then we'll subtract that from the side. So that's 4x squared over 4 minus x squared, or 3x squared over 4. So a squared equals 3x squared over 4, and then we get rid of the square root. You guys can't see that. Pretty much, once we go and do all the factorization-y stuff, this a becomes the square root of 3 times x over 2. And is that cool? That is definitely cool. Why is that cool? Well, for good reasons. Let's go back to our hexagon. So in our hexagon, we have this as x. So that's cool. That's good to know. That's x. We're going to call x 10. Make this 10 blocks wide. Okay? Well, if that's 10 blocks wide, then this point right here, we need this triangle. This space right here is 5 blocks wide. And so, that's good to know. We now know exactly how many spaces we need, because this over here is the exact same thing. That's 5. We now need 20 across for the whole thing. So now let's go up. Well, we know, we have 3, square root of 3, 10 times 10 over 2. Well, we can cross the 2 off and cross the 10 off and make 5. So that's square root of 3 times 5. And, having done the research for this video, I know that square root of 3 is about 1.73. And we'll drop a 5 there. That's 5, 1, 35, 6, 38. 8.65 is this distance, which is going to be we'll round it up to 9. 9 will be close enough. Rounding, it's Minecraft, Technically, it should be a little bit less than that, but 9's going to be close enough. And then if we go up, well, we know this distance is another 9. So we need a total of 18 blocks. Let's actually call it 17, because we're adding 2 little halves together. So if we make it, if we make this 10 across, we now know that we have to go 5, and then we have to go almost 9 to get up there, and then a little bit further. So that's all of the math that we need for our hexagon Minecraft building stuff. Let me just clear off the GUI for the next time, and let me see if I can't find the escape button hotkey. There it is. Okay, guys, I hope you liked that. It was just a little bit of fun. So now we're gonna get to building stuff. So yeah, numbers are weird, especially in Minecraft. So I think I've got it all pretty much figured out. And then this is like that. Yeah, the angles aren't perfect, but I think it'll work. I really have to go and highlight it with highlight the edges with a different color, but I shan't. So, let's see here. Kind of do like having a silk touch pick. It gives things a little bit of class when I'm sketching in stone and not cobble. So, that's cool. Okay, does that look hexagonal to you? It looks pretty friggin' close to me. It doesn't have to be like exact, because I know it's not going to be exact unless I make it really big and allow the points to be really scaled out. But I need to decide a height for this too. Probably something a little bit ridiculous. These edges, hold on. Ow. These edges are probably going to end up being a different material than the main material. I have not settled on stone for the design, just for the sketch. Let's see, 76 to, that's 7. That's pretty huge. Yeah, that'll make a really big compound. I think I like it, but actually the floor will be here, and then it'll be 6, which is a hexagonal number. So that's cool. And so that'll be the border. So yeah, I figured out how I want it. I'm gonna give you a quick sketch in stone of what I'm gonna do for it. There will be, and this will be a square sketch. Imagine this in hexagons. So there will be the center room, and then there will be a level outside that center room. It'll actually be, let's see here, here and here, and jump that up, 2 actually. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There's actually more blocks in this little diagram than there will be actual hexagonal rooms, because that's just the way it works. I don't know what I'm going to fill it with. And again, I don't know what I'm building it with. Nobody filled out the what should we build it with survey question. But yeah, there will be a hexagon, 3 layers of hexagon in the center going up, and then a double row of hexagon on the outside of that, and then a 3rd row of single hexagon as the entrances and stuff. And then there'll be like, this will be way open, so it's way easy to come and fly and land on, you know, the different roofs here and be able to access stuff. Again, I don't know what I'm doing with it all. I just want to build stuff, you know. I'm probably not going to build that way. Probably going to build this way towards the ocean, or maybe even build it somewhere else, because, you know, there's a lot of ocean out there, and it'd be better to build things, you know, something this big, like off over there, or over there, into all of that blue yonder. Instead of spending time over here, I will move all of the operation. Let me know if you guys want more whiteboarding videos. It was kind of fun to do, though hard to set up. I did get this right here, my first piece of coal dust. Apparently there is a chance to get it. It's not a perfect thing, 100% thing. So I just need to grind and get all of that. Once I get 8 of these, I shall have my revenge. Or at least, what did nickel come? I guess I keep picking it up. Or, you know, if not my revenge, at least a solar cell panel. It'd be nice to have a, you know, the basic design for the place down for getting a solar cell panel. But I'll probably actually just have a more temp base over here, waiting for the time that I do, in fact, move. So we'll see how that goes. But I think that's it for today as the sun's going down. I hope you guys like this video. And if you stay online, I will see you next time. I just broke that. Sad. But yeah, see you guys next time. Peace out.